All right, here we are in the final sprint, and stay tuned to see what happens. But basically today I want to talk about all the decisions I made to get to that point, and hopefully this helps you with making some decisions in your races uh, overall. So here we are, Tour of America's Dairyland, Manitowoc Day 2. This guy in the blue cow jersey is the overall Omnium leader, and the guy in the orange bike off the front there is in second place on the Omnium. So what do I do lap 1 into the headwind here when it bunches up? Well, I make the dumb decision right off the bat to send a flyer here, which in some other cases is a good idea, but on lap 1 by myself, when this is definitely not my strength to go long, bad idea. So strike number 1 on the decision-making tree. If that's not your strength, don't do it, especially lap 1. So lesson learned there. Don't do unnecessary moves. Here we are, lap 4. I'm not exactly sure who these 3 guys up the road are, so I made the decision to ask. Sometimes it works.
You guys turn the teams up there.
Yeah, we got
Kyle's the strongest truck. They're not working.
So I recognize those guys aren't working together. But you'll notice that the name Kyle from yesterday's race, or the day before, he won the race before, and we eventually pulled them back. But the second place Omnium guy was in that group too. So here we are, lap 8. Those same guys are going to go off the front again. You can see him there. Kyle, now the first place Omnium guy and the second place Omnium guy. So this is a lot more threatening in terms of who's in that break. And so you can see here, they've got some good gaps, and we need to pull that back.
That's a strong break up there. If I were you guys, I'd throw a guy up in that break. Thanks for telling me that.
So clearly I'm a dumbass. I didn't recognize that the second place Omnium guy was actually on the teammate that I was talking to, Alex, there. So that's a very strong break. It's going to go the distance if we let it. And so the heavy pedal team here in the black kit is about to get on the front and pull it all the way back because they're going to go the distance, and that needs to get pulled back as a team. So the next situation is going to be, we're going to pull these guys back. They were just in the break before, in the 2 breaks before, so it's a good idea to recognize that this would be a good time to attack when we pull them back.
Be a good time for a counter. Anyone? Just chase those guys back, everyone's tired.
So this was probably the biggest decision in the race, right? I could have decided to go, or I could have decided to say, to coax somebody to go and make an attack there. And so that was sort of on me, right? If you recognize it's a good time to attack, go and attack. Now, of course, the attack goes. That's the race-winning attack as well. So, I'm not exactly sure who's in that, though.
Who's up the road? Heavy pedal. I tried to work with a friend with him last week. Yesterday did not work out. I'm not getting tempted this time.
So I came to realize that was the guy the day previously that I tried to do a break with, and unfortunately it didn't work out from my other video. So that was a poor decision on my end. I should have recognized that different days are different races. Just because it didn't work out one time doesn't mean it's going to not work out again. And here we are. We're trying to trace him back, and it's not going to happen. So this the overall Omnium leader here in the blue cow jersey, he's going to do a lot of work over the next couple laps here to pull that back, and this little gap back, and he's going to be super worn out, and it's unfortunately not going to work out for him because he's going to continue to do so much work to sort of make this gap close down. But again, the decision on my end to not go with the heavy pedal teammate who went off the front when I said it was the best time to attack, poor decision. And that left me with basically staying with the group and fighting for second place or third place, which you'll see here in the final stretch. Now here, the Adapt team member kind of pushed his own teammate here, but and I've ridden with Michael quite a bit. Honestly, it was kind of on him to kind of help pull this back. But then I get behind Alex here in the broken spoke kit, and he does sort of like a hero pull here to pull back that group. And you can see in the rear cam here, the overall Omnium leader, he's just cooked. You know, he's been cooking it the whole time, and now he's done. So he doesn't catch up, and that whole group doesn't catch up. But Alex's hero pull brings us back up to this group, and now we're in a group with a heavy pedal teammate who's not going to do any work, but we are in a group with some guys who are motivated at least to get back up to the group ahead here for the second or third place position. And when we catch them, now is where the whole last lap craziness occurs. So heavy pedal, his teammate's so far up the road, he does a little dig here and attack, and I should have been immediately on his wheel just to close down this last final gap and not do so much work. But his teammate's so far gone that he knows he's going to win. So this was a good wheel to jump on. And now you can see the guys who were in that were, again, the guys off the front the last couple breaks. Kyle in the white kit and the second Omnium Place guy in the orange bike. So you could see those guys had done a lot of work. So a good decision here would be to make an attack when they're on the front in the last lap on the last corner into the headwind, right? So I shift a couple gears down here, and I get a little bit of an attack. 1,300 watts, pretty good for me. I think that's close to my PR. Get a little bit of a gap into the headwind, and I'm flying. And I take this corner pretty wide, but I take it pretty good. And here now, you can see in the right-hand corner, Nick is about to try to bridge this last little attempt. And you can see him now in my rear cam coming up in the white helmet and the blue kit here. That's Nick. And now is, you know, on my end, I should have been on the right-hand side because the wind was coming from the left to the right. So I gave him a pretty good almost lead out here, but was able to put down enough power to pull the win and then I didn't know if I won yet.
You get me? Fuck yeah!
So I was a little excited there, but Nick was cool, and this is the first time I got on the podium. So hopefully you learned something from this and how the decisions I made throughout the race got me to that point. Thanks for watching.